The Spanish Inquisition is the worst inquisition in history. Today, we will take a look into it. Late in 15th century, King Ferdinand II and Queen Isabella of Spain believed corruption in the Spanish Catholic Church was caused by conversos. The conversos are the Jews who survived centuries of anti-Semitism, converted to Christianity. They were viewed with suspicion by old powerful Christian families. Ferdinand and Isabella are afraid of them, even the trusted conversos as well. They suspected they were secretly practicing their old religion. They felt that an inquisition was the best way to fund that crusade by seizing the wealth of heretic conversos. In 1478, under the influence of Thomas de Torquemada, the monarchs created the Tribunal of Castile to investigate heresy among conversos. Thomas de Torquemada served as the Grand Inquisitor in Spain's zealous movement to restore Christianity among its populace in the late 15th century. By 1480, the effort focused on stronger Catholic education for conversos. The Inquisition was formed. In 1481, 20,000 conversos confessed their heresy, hoping to avoid execution. However, inquisitors forced them to name other heretics. By the year's end, hundreds of conversos were burned at stake. There were complaints of conversos who had fled to Rome. Pope Sixtus proclaimed that the Spanish Inquisition was too harsh and was wrongly accusing conversos, which led Pope Sixtus to appoint a council to take the command of the Inquisition. The council was led by an Inquisitor General, who is the well-known Thomas de Torquemada for most of Spain. He established the rules of inquisitorial procedure and amazingly remained his position for 15 years. It is believed he was responsible for the execution of around 2,000 Spaniards. How bad was the torturing process, and how was the execution done? Confessed heretics are sentenced to a public event named as auto de fe. It is an event where the heretics are burned alive. What was more disturbing is the heretics who refused to confess was burned at the stake. Imagine being accused wrongly. Despite denying being a heretic, you will still be burned alive just because of being accused without any solid evidence.
Torture became systemized and routinely used to elicit confessions. We will not be describing it in details, as it must be truly disturbing for some of you. In 1485, two inquisitors were assassinated. An inquisitor was poisoned while another inquisitor was stabbed to death in church. Torquemada, the Inquisitor General, managed to round up the assassins, burning at the stake 42 people in retaliation. Torquemada's downfall came when he investigated members of the clergy for heresy. He was forced to share leadership with 4 other clergymen until his death in 1498. Moving on to 1492, given that the Spanish Jews have the choice of exile or baptism, over 160,000 Jews were expelled from Spain. Then Francisco Jimenez de Cisneros promoted the suppression of Muslims with the same zeal that Torquemada had directed at Jews. Diego de Deza took over as Inquisitor General, which he then increased the hunt for heresy. This and rounding up scores of accused heretics bribed their way out of imprisonment and death, reflecting the level of corruption under de Deza. After Isabella's death prior 1504, Ferdinand promoted Cardinal Gonzalo Ximenes de Cisneros, the head of the Spanish Catholic Church, to Inquisitor General. Jimenez had previously made a mark in Granada persecuting the Islamic Moors. Later on, in 1516, Ferdinand II died and Charles V also took on the position of sovereign of Spain. And here are the short-time events. In 1580, Spain conquered Portugal, rounding up and slaughtering Jews that had fled from Spain. Philip II also renewed hostilities against the Moors, killed or sold into slavery. 1598, Philip III became the king. 150,000 Muslims who had converted to Catholicism were forced out of Spain. These people are known as Moriscos. The abolition of Spanish Inquisition is due to the Napoleon War. In 1808, Napoleon conquered Spain and ordered the Inquisition there to be abolished. However, in 1814, Napoleon was defeated and Ferdinand VII worked to reinstate the Inquisition but was ultimately prevented by the French government. The last person to be executed by the Inquisition was Cayetano Ripoll, a Spanish schoolmaster hanged for heresy in 1826. An agreement with France was to dismantle the Inquisition, which was defunct by 1834.